What's going on, y'all? Girl Kels. Quick little something that just popped into my head. Um, Sometimes, us as Christians and stuff like that, like we get caught up, and it's easy for us to tell other people what sounds good, right? Like we gotta trust God. God's gonna come through for us, and we can quote scriptures, and we can give that to other people, right? But when we're going through something and things seem a little iffy or you're not sure, it's like sometimes you lose that for yourself, but you're able to give all that encouragement or all that, motivation to other people. And I know for me, this past few weeks, I've had certain situations where it seemed the initial view of it was like, yo, it's not gonna be good. I personally was like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I had to panic a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're gonna panic, right? And then you're gonna see the turnaround, right? But God wants you to have faith, right? So for me, I can preach. I don't like to say preach, because I'm not a preacher, nothing like that. But I can give good advice, and I can back it up with certain scriptures that I know, and I can just relate it back, right? And I can give that to other people. I'm a good encourager for other people, right? I'm a good motivator for other people, right? But when I'm in a situation, I don't always 100% give myself what I give other people, right? So I was panicking. I'm gonna give y'all a situation. My car. Everybody know I had a 2000 Mitsubishi Galant, right? Had that for about 4, maybe even longer. I had that for quite some time. So for the past, I would say since like maybe October, November of 2015, my old car was going through crazy stuff, right? Like I was leaking oil. My car in the front was smoking. Like you would see little like smoke coming out from my hood. My battery would keep dying. I would keep having to get jumps. I would keep changing the battery and all that, right? So I knew it was time to get a new car. Money wasn't right. Ended up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm giving y'all the fast version of the story. I ended up getting a refund check back from my car insurance. I had paid too much. Something happened, and I got back a check from that. I also was able to go into my pension and take a loan out. So that was 2 checks that I had that I didn't see coming. At first, I wasn't even able to get into my pension. For a while, it said unavailable, unavailable. I finally tried. After numerous times, I was able to get into that, right? So that's that. Then one of my friends from church was like, yo, I was reaching out to people like, yo, I need a car. He was just like, I'm gonna make a few calls. He knew somebody who was selling a car. He had sent me the pictures like over a month ago from today, like over a month ago. I was like, it looks good. Let's go for it. It looked like I wasn't gonna get the car. I kept saying, yo, I need details on it, this and the third. And the guy that was selling it, it just wasn't in. It wasn't in the Bronx. There was just things going. There was things that was stopping me from being able to see the car. The car didn't have a key. It was just like mad things was going wrong with that car. So after a while, I'm like, alright, bet. Scratch that car. I went on Craigslist to look for another car. I came up with 2 cars that I wanted to go see. So I hit my boy back up and I'm like, yo, I need you to come with me, go check out these cars. He was like, alright, I'm gonna go with you, but hold on. We make a 3-way call with the guy who was selling the car, which is my friend's friend. He ended up saying, yo, the car is over here in the Bronx. I'm ordering the key. we're gonna be able to see what's up with it. I ended up going to go see the car. I like what I saw. I bought it. Right? I go to the DMV. And I'm being very transparent here. I get the car, pay for it. I go to the DMV to go transfer my plates from the 2000 to the new car, right? I get there. I transfer my insurance over already before I even got to the DMV. I get to the DMV and I go from one counter, they give me the number to wait. I go to the second counter. She's looking through the paperwork. Everything seemed good at first. Then she's like, oh, your plates are suspended. Right? I'm like, what? Like, I haven't gotten no notification in the mail, nothing on it. She's like, you gotta surrender your plates and you gotta sit for 30 days without driving. I'm over here panicking like, what? I had no clue that I had to surrender my plates. I had no clue of nothing. I'm like, yo, I got mad things. I cannot live without a car. I got too many things. I depend on my car. So long story short, I was like, oh snap. So she's like, you gotta surrender your plates. You gotta sit for 30 days. She's like, you know, I'm like, so I can't register the new car. She's like, you do. If you go to another location, you do what you gotta do. So she couldn't tell me out, you know, point blank period, like, yo, yeah, if you go to another location, once you surrender your plates, you can get new plates. All right, boom. So I'm confusing y'all probably. Anyway, so I'm like, oh snap. So I leave the DMV, and this is the one in the Bronx. So I go to the one in Yonkers, right? And I'm like, instead of transferring my plates over, I made it seem as if I just wanted new plates. Right? So I go over there, everything is good. Then they're like, my insurance is like, it said transferred. So they're like, why is your insurance say transferred? Do you have another vehicle? So I had to call back the insurance, and then I had to add the new car and the old car. So now I had to pay $200 to add another vehicle to the policy. Right? So I had to add another vehicle to the policy. Then after I do that, the DMV closes at 6. It was like 5:30 when they said you gotta fix your insurance issue or you can't register the car. So I did it, I go back inside. Everything is done. She pulls out the plates and everything. She's supposed to give me this stuff, and she's like, you gotta pay $426. That's like the sales tax and all that. Now I didn't have all that on me. So she's like, you can come back tomorrow. So I go back, so I leave the DMV. I'm like, damn, yo, I don't want to go back the next day and then somebody else looks over the paperwork and something goes wrong and then I can't get new plates. So then I go back the next day. I pay the $426. I got the plates, right? Then I got to surrender the old plates. So I'm sitting here like, yo, if I surrender the old plates, are they going to suspend my license? And then then it's going to affect the new plates. So I go to the DMV in the Bronx and I surrender in the old plates. And when I go online to check, my license isn't suspended, and I didn't have to. It didn't affect the new plates. But all this time, I was panicking, like straight fear through my body, like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to drive for 30 days. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? So long story short is that I told y'all my whole life story for the past 2 days. But the point of the story is that if it was somebody else, I would have been able to encourage them or just, you know, give them advice or whatever it is. But for me, that sense of peace was not in me. I was panicking. It was like, for a moment, I was like, do I trust God to get me through this? Or am I going to try to find a way for me to fix the issue instead of letting God fix the issue and He already had it under control? But when we go through things, we don't see that. We want to be the fixer, not knowing that Jesus he already fixed it. He already knows what's going to go down. My video is about to reach 10 minutes, and if I reach 10 minutes, it won't upload to Facebook. So I'm going to cut the video now. But I hope y'all got the gist of the video, and I didn't mean for it to be this long, but I'm going to holler at y'all later.